Welcome everyone officially to our first virtual exhibit hall. I'm going to close all the extra windows right now. My name is Amanda Palmer and I'm super excited all of you are here. If you received any emails from me, you probably saw the excessive number of exclamation points I use, which truly do demonstrate how excited I am. I want to especially express some gratitude to all the consultants who are here to share their expertise. Like the amount of expertise in this room right now is amazing. Like it's quite amazing. Thank you to Travis for helping co-host with admitting people and helping mute. Thank you so much to Kim Acock for creating our awesome graphics, and to everyone else who contributed to this. So when I think about the consultants who are here, I think about like the two values that I pretty much value most in people, which is compassion and generosity. I have been so grateful to be part of this network of consultants, and they are so generous of their time and their knowledge, and it's been amazing. And so I hope that everybody who's attending here knows, and anybody who's watching this recording can see how fortunate you are, I guess, to hear from all these people all in one place. So I have like a little list of things I'm going to go through so that we have an idea of sort of what's going on, what we're going to do. I know there's many people who registered, probably about 40 or 30 more people who registered who are only going to be getting the recording. So we want to try to make sure that we have all the info for everyone. So first, just like a brief origin story of why we're here. I've been involved with the character at Camp Grant. When back in like July 2024, I got a call from a couple people at ACA saying, hey, we're developing a team of subject matter experts, and wondered, based on kind of the research I'd been doing in character and mission-based values and the practical work for camp professionals that I've been doing, asked if I'd be on the team to help do that. So I was really grateful and honored to provide like the first national webinar of the Character Academy, a couple of pre-conferences at the beginning of the last year, about a year ago. That was awesome. Sterling, I know, was there too. And I've been doing a hopefully super practical character column in Camping Magazine for the last year, and I'll be doing it this year as well. So if you've seen my name related to character, those could be the places. But anyway, I think these grants are awesome, and I really wanted to know, how is ACA going to connect folks who get a grant with consultants, or who are interested in grants with consultants who can help them? There's so many of us, 19 included today, but there's so many others. How are we going to get connected? And so back at the national conference in February, I kind of asked that question. I think Emily Dills was in that session with me. Maybe others of you were when I asked that question. And did somebody say something? Kendra, did you say something? Sorry.
No, sorry.
Okay. That's okay. No worries. Anyway, but I thought of this idea of a virtual exhibit hall. And I suggested it again in the fall. And when I didn't hear that it was happening, I reached out to this amazing network, said, hey guys, can we make this happen? And here we are. So that's been really exciting. So I wanted this space for camps and consultants to connect. So that's the goal here today. I do want to give a couple of caveats. One, and I said this in at least one of the emails, but not everyone received that. We don't represent ACA. Each one of us who's here, I think, has association with ACA in various ways, experience, presenting, volunteering. I've got a lot of volunteer roles with ACA, and again, was a consultant for the Character Academy content. But as far as questions, a lot of you expressed questions about how do we get a grant second round. Some of those questions are not ones that we who are here have the answers to. I wish we did, for sure. But What I can tell you is we'll answer everything we can. We'll provide the support we can. We'll try to include in our intros where we fit into that support. And then also after this, along with the recording, I will send all of the character resources that I know of that ACA has sent out, and a link to subscribe to getting the rest of the resources, like as folks, as they send out more. So we can find out about the next wave of applications and all of that. So that will be sent out. So hopefully the information they've provided will become accessible to you. Though I know there's a lot of emotions in this room about folks who applied and weren't accepted, and people who really had amazing applications. I'm well aware of people who weren't accepted. One other thing I want to make the caveat, especially because we're recording, I know that camps who were awarded grants were asked to celebrate that after signing paperwork. So if you haven't heard about camps who did receive funding, it's because I think they were asked to keep it confidential. And so keep that in mind if you make comments out loud on this recording, that it will be shared. And that, I mean, that's up to you, but I just wanted to kind of make that caveat. All right. So I think I'm going to go over the structure of the rest of the meeting now. And then hopefully before we start the intros, I can ask if we have any quick logistical questions ahead of time. But I'll just go through kind of the structure of what we're thinking. And thank you for being patient, because we haven't done this before. So we're going to do our best. Each of the 19 consultants, and they know the order, but I'll try to, if anybody forgets, we'll announce it. We got a reaction. I always get distracted. They're fun though. So each of the 19 consultants, all right, I challenged everyone to give a 1-minute intro. That is so hard to do. It is so hard. Like 1 minute. I think pretty much every consultant in this room would be more comfortable talking for 20 minutes than 1 minute. I may be wrong, but I think it's a lot easier to do that for some people. For me, it would be. I could talk and talk. Being the host, I get a little extra time. But so what's going to happen, and the consultants I think have been warned of this, but Travis volunteered to ding a little bell when we hit about a minute. Do you want to give an example of that bell? Nice. Can't hear it though.
Oh, really?
Unmute.
No, I am mute.
Oh no, I can't hear it.
Oh, that's really weird. All right. I'll figure something out.
Okay, so you might have to say ding ding. So if you get whatever the sound is from Travis, that means finish your thought. If you go all the way to 2 minutes, unfortunately, he's going to mute you. I hope that doesn't happen. But if it does, it's just to keep things moving. If everybody went over 2 minutes, we'd have 0 time for questions. And I'd really love to have some time for questions. So one thing I'd like to request is that during the intros, because we have so many, this is way bigger than I expected, but it's great. I'd love it if people could avoid using the chat and just let folks put their, each consultant, just like type your email address, website, whatever info you want people to use to connect with you, type it into the chat while the person before you is speaking, hit send when it's right before your turn. I'm going to pin you, like my screen is pinned for everybody. And then after your time, I'll unpin you, and we'll try to keep this going. We'll do our best. This is camp. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then, yeah, if you guys got the attendees who aren't consultants, I sent a little spreadsheet for taking notes with people. If you want to utilize that, great. I know for me, if I were looking for a consultant, the idea of listening to 19 1-minute-ish intros would be kind of overwhelming. So hopefully some of you will find that helpful. So before we start, I'm gonna kick it off with my 1-minute intro, even though I already got some other intro time. But do we have any questions? Logistical, confusion, anything? Awesome. Marcy says thumbs up, so I guess we're good. Just kidding. Okay, so, well, I didn't type my contact info in the chat, but I'm not going to worry about that. Every single one of you has my email, I think, like 50 times. So, all right, Travis, I'm like nervous to do this 1 minute. I typed it out. Okay, but Travis, you can start your timer and I will go. All right. In all my time on the ground at different camps, I've learned that it's the imperfect humans delivering our programs who shape the camper experiences for better or sometimes for worse. So if you're trying to bridge the gap between your mission and the outcomes you're hoping for campers, and you want some help turning those big ideas into daily staff practices, that's the work I love. So if you've been awarded a grant and need support training any level of leadership about what character development looks like at camp, I can help you build that foundation, develop curriculum. I can help you with setting clear goals, staying accountable month to month, or evaluating your programs. And I like to walk alongside leaders through that process. If you're applying for the next wave and want support developing a strong mission-aligned plan, I can offer feedback based on the reviewer rubric to help you communicate your vision clearly. There we go. So, okay, that was fun. 1 minute. Okay, getting out the list. I am going to try this. Unpin me. Unpin. Then go to the people. Thanks everybody for being patient as we figure this out. All right, where's Chris? There's Chris. All right, I'm muting. Pin to screen for everyone. All right, so hopefully, Chris, you got your name in the contact info in the chat. There it is. All right, take it away. I will mute.
Oh, wait, don't start my timer yet, because I just wanted to say before we start, I know many of you are coming out of winter break. Others are opening up registration, and it's January, which means tomorrow is May. So everybody just take a breath. Beautiful, right? Okay, you can start the timer now. I'm Chris Rees-Dupin, he, him, from T-Camp, which is trans folks, queer folks, and our allies making progress, where we help camps turn character from a value statement into lived practice, especially when things get uncomfortable. We are going to offer a comprehensive training package where camps can choose one of 2 curricula. Both are designed as strong ways to kick off your character at camp work by starting with access and safety for everyone. One curriculum is called Building Community with Character, which builds staff skills for accountability, conflict, joy, loving correction, and care. And then Character That Belongs to Everyone, which centers inclusion as a foundational aspect of character, so all camps can actually experience character strengths you wish to build equitably. The package comes with pre and post coaching, the 3-hour interactive training, either virtual or in person, and a year access to our community of practice, so nobody has to figure it out alone. We'd love to chat with you about what fits best. And boom, that's what I got to say.
Okay, I'm trying to unpin Chris. There we go. Unpin. Okay, we got Lisa. Go for it, Lisa. Thank you. I can't hear you though. Gotta unmute. I'm happy to.
How's that? Let me start my timer.
There we go.
You ready? About 1 in 4 campers has a disability, is neurodivergent, or has social emotional needs. I'm Lisa Drennan, and I bring over 40 years experience of work in disability inclusion with a specialty in camp and recreation spaces, where campers with and without disabilities participate successfully together. I work with an entire camp team, from leadership to frontline staff, providing training that builds their tools and confidence to welcome, engage, and support all campers so that they can meaningfully participate, contribute, and belong. So here's a little secret. When camps commit to inclusion at that organizational level, meaning everyone shares responsibilities, you see real culture change. The outcome isn't just access or accommodations, it's authentic inclusion, often reflected in that sense of belonging, or maybe even the opportunity to make a real friend at camp. So this directly supports your character at a camp goals by strengthening outcomes like empathy and responsibility. But here's the thing. The benefits extend to all campers and your staff, including those who are neurodivergent or have disabilities themselves. So I'd love to connect and support your character at camp work. 12 seconds over.
Okay, go for it, Rob. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rob Lubezna-Corner. I'm the co-founder and principal consultant with Delta Consulting Group. We're a boutique research strategy and evaluation firm that supports mission-driven organizations to make evidence-informed decisions to strengthen their programs and systems, as well as to clearly communicate their impact. We are really excited to connect with camps to help them build measurable character curriculums and use any sort of data that they might have to improve those programs and share their impact. We specialize in using mixed methods like surveys, focus groups, interviews, and registration records. And we're really excited to partner with camps eager to use data to help make the world a better place. Thank you.
Right, thanks so much, Rob. And all right, Kim, you are up.
Okay, so I'm going to invite you to raise your hand as high as you can with me. Go ahead. Now see if you can raise it even higher. You may have to stretch or even lean into it. Awesome, because that's exactly what intentional character work is all about. It's not just putting our character ideals on paper when we write a grant, but it's really stretching and leaning into our practices and our routines and our engagement with campers and staff. So character isn't just taught, it's truly lived. So if now is the time to put your character vision into action, some of the things that I would love to support you with are creating developmentally appropriate curriculum. So think campers, CITs, and staff, designing and delivering staff training, coaching and mentoring, just to name a few. My name is Kim Aycock, and I help camps build structures that raise the bar so your character goals aren't just aspirational, they become part of your camp's DNA. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Kim. We're at Dr. G.
Hi, I'm Dr. G. So you've already done what most people would find to be like the hardest part of character at camp, and that is raising your hand, just like Kim talked about, to say, this matters to us. We want to focus on this. We want to improve this. We want to show this off to all of the people who care about our campers and our camp. The problem is when you get the great news that you got this grant already in wave 1, or when you get it in wave 2 or wave 3, your brain is like, oh no, should we have done this? Like, can we do this? How do we succeed at all the other things we already have to do and figure out how to translate that amazing proposal that we wrote into actual success at camp? Stuff that's actionable, stuff that makes an impression, and stuff that lasts. Not just for the summers where you have the grant, but for all the summers beyond that, that really changes culture and also changes how people perceive your camp for the even better. So I'm a family doctor. I have 45 years of camp experience, from being a day and overnight camper to being a counselor and a unit head and a leadership staff person, and to being a camp parent and a staff parent and a camp doctor. I would love to have a conversation to hear where you are worried you'll get stuck, and also show you one small change that could make this summer's character work feel lighter and more doable for your team and more successful for your staff. I hope you'll reach out, and I put my links in the comments.
Thanks so much, Dr. G. All right, I'm trying to unpin. And all right, Max, when you're ready, take it away.
All right. Hi, I'm Max Clayman, and Just kidding. I didn't freeze. Could you imagine if my minute went that way? It's great to see everybody. I'm going to take a little bit of time actually to just acknowledge the other consultants in this room. I don't know everybody, but this group is so passionate, so smart, so intentional. They all truly want to make camp as a concept better for everyone. I'm humbled to be a part of that, and you can't go wrong, no matter who you decide to go with in any form or fashion. As for a little bit about me, I am a thought partner for leaders, a facilitator for teams. I really focus on a lot of things, but to narrow it down to 3, personnel, programming, and procedures. My Universal Values project operationalizes your culture in a tangible way, and is something that I've done successfully for over a decade now with nonprofits and private camps alike. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Max. Very good. And unpin. All right, there you go, Marcy.
So, hi, I'm Marcy Glad from Help My Spreadsheets, and I help camps streamline systems that involve spreadsheets. Grant recipients have significant reporting and evaluation requirements. I help camps build spreadsheet systems that make reporting faster, better, and more fun. We're talking multi-year budgets, project rollout timelines and schedules, character outcomes for staff and campers, and dashboards that warn of approaching limits and boundaries on spending categories as set by the grant. I can make these systems work in tandem with your current files and be the bridge between what the reports that ACA wants and the different reports that your boss or your board requires. Speaking to my experience, I'm a former camp director and a certified project management professional. I have an MBA focused on social impact, and I've been, for many years, the grant reporter for an international UNICEF partnered project. Whether you've already won the grant or you're considering applying and want a plan that's realistic and strong, I would love to connect. I'm Marcy Glad with Help My Spreadsheets, and I love camp. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marcy. Okay, I get to jump back in for another moment. I know Emily Galinsky is here, but unless something changed, she would like me to read her little bio. I think that is a go. Okay, because Emily is, okay, wait, Travis, don't start it yet. I have to read the beginning blurb about why I'm reading it. So she's on an Amtrak at the moment on her way back to New England from a training event. Oh, I've got an alarm going off to pick up children, but they can stay at school. Okay, now you can start it, Travis. Emily is the founder of Bright Moose LLC. She partners with camps through staff training, leadership development, on-the-ground supports, coaching, and consultation with a strong focus on behavior, mental health, inclusion, and neurodiversity. That includes training staff teams to be confident, regulated, and aligned with their character values, especially when things get messy, which of course they often do at camp. Emily has over 2 decades of nonprofit management and grant writing experience. She's happy to support your work at any stage of your grant process, or also if it has nothing to do with the grants. Emily's approach is practical, grounded in real camp experience, and sprinkled with enough humor and socially awkward moments that working through these big things can still feel supportive, engaging, and actually enjoyable. Emily signed off by saying that if she can help you build systems and strategies to make your camp a place where both kids and staff can show up as their best selves, she looks forward to hearing from you. Okay, now I gotta shift gears and unpin myself. Oh, second Emily, it is Emily time. All right, pin Emily D, unpin E. Okay. Take it away, Emily.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm the second Emily. You can think of Emily Dills as in dill pickles. So I am from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I am a recovering educator But we're all educators here. But I was in the classroom for over 20 years in public education and have now turned that work into thinking about the fact that kids are everywhere. Kids are at camp, kids are in after school programs, childcare programs. And so the work that I do supports growing strong adults so that they can grow strong kids. That's my why. And that is character work, of course. And that's the work that we all do. I do that by a 3-arc approach, helping staff who are working with kids recognize, respond, and then have results. And so that focuses on proactive behavior strategies, social and emotional well-being, curriculum development, professional development, and coaching. So I really serve as an outside perspective for camp programs, not somebody that's going to evaluate them and be their boss. Sorry, my dog is coming in. She wants to join us as well, but I really like to serve as that unbiased party and just really coach staff, get in the weeds with them, work alongside them, and support them through this work. So if you are interested, I would love to have a conversation with you all. My info is in the chat. And just super grateful to be here and meet and learn from so many of you, and my dog as well.
Thank you, Emily. Very, I like your dog. What's your dog's name? Oh, you're muted, but I really want to know your dog's name.
Her name is Lenny.
Lenny. Okay. Thank you, Emily and Lenny. Okay, thanks, Emily. All right, time for Kelly. Take it away. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kelly Coulthard, and I'm with Spark to Ember Consulting. I'm based out of Madison, Wisconsin. My consulting company provides training and consultation for camps and after-school programs. When I am looking at what I can do for you, I had to look at what my character traits are that I can bring to you. I start with a growth mindset. I come at this with curiosity and with purpose. And that leads to me leading with a sense of woo. So I like to do a lot of staff training that is, develop it from what you need, what you're seeing that is what your staff need, but looking at it from the administrative perspective and looking at those teams of people and doing staff training. As well as I have a lot of experience in camp, but I also have a lot of experience with 21st century learning centers and after school programs. And the whole thing that comes with that, the grant writing, the data collection, evaluation, doing stakeholders and community engagement as well. And I come at it with an inclusive rewrite to revamp some things while you are taking a look at your different systems and programs. So that's me from Kelly Coulthard from Spark to Ember Consulting.
All right, thanks so much, Kelly. All right, now Travis, you're timing yourself, I guess. So if you end up going for like 15 minutes, I don't know, you might. We'll see. All right, go ahead, Travis. Thanks.
You're welcome. So this one is for the camps that can think beyond the actual grant program. We need to make sure that the impact of the Character Camp grant program lasts way beyond this giant pile of money. My name is Travis Allison from GoCamp Pro, and I help camps install the systems that build and grow the lasting impacts of their camp programs. You might know me from co-hosting the Pudding Podcast, which is a podcast about research in the camp industry, or the Camp Hacker podcast that has now been running for 16 years in this industry. And my work really focuses in this area on helping camps turn those goals into a plan that fits the rhythm of the way your camp runs during a year, and to help you set up the backup systems that make sure this will last beyond the grant time, that this kind of impact keeps going. So instead of holding all this in your head as a leader, you become the leader with shared language, steady routines, and staff who know what character looks like in real moments, like cabin conflicts and transitions between activities or tough days. The result is this character showing up consistently, staff feeling supported instead of overwhelmed, and a grant that we will make sure strengthens your camp without adding more strain to an already stressful job. My name is Travis Allison from GoCamp Pro.
All right. Thanks so much, Travis. Okay, a little bit of technical difficulties, clicked on the wrong thing. There you go, Sterling. Thanks so much, Travis.
All right. Hello, my name is Sterling Naleha. I'm the co-founder of Innovative Camp Company. We believe that camp pros need personalized, practical, innovative solutions that actually work in real camp life. I'm an educator by training and have professionally operated nonprofit camps for over 2 decades. Our background as an organization is rooted in the medical disabilities camp space. So we bring a deep understanding of adaptations, accessibility, and modifications, but also a barrier-free philosophy, not as add-ons, but as culture and quality program design. We support camps through curriculum development, hands-on staff training, outcomes-focused work. We help teams clarify what character development really looks like, and then build the systems to support it, including logic models, simple data collection tools that seasonal staff can actually use, the reports that you need to leverage decision-making, fundraising, grant writing, and marketing. We also help camps intentionally weave character into their mission, their vision, values, goals, and strategic plan. So it's more than something you talk about at an activity, but something that your camp community lives every single day. So if you're looking for a thought partner, a curriculum developer, or a trainer, please reach out. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sterling. Awesome, awesome. All right, go for it, Steph. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, hi, I'm Steph Love from Steph Love Consulting and KBD Collaborative. I'm here in Duluth, Minnesota. I help camps build character strengths through effective program assessment and staff development. And what I love most about my work is I get to help camp leaders clearly measure how well their formal character curriculum and their everyday camp interactions actually support character growth. So you don't have to guess your camp's impact. For more than 20 years, I've been supporting camps and out-of-school programs across the US and internationally, and I've run my own program for 16 years, and I've got some proven assessment tools and resources and coaching that I bring to the table. And I help you create simple, personalized systems that strengthen staff and volunteer practices and support continuous improvement. So with my help, you can expect 3 outcomes. So number 1, your programs intentionally build character strengths, and you can measure the practices that matter. Number 2, you feel confident in your assessment systems. And number 3, campers thrive, and you'll know exactly why. So if you would like to explore this for your camp, I would love for you to get in touch, and you can schedule a time to meet and we can chat more. So thanks very much.
Thanks so much, Steph. All right, and I think we're ready for Kendra. I don't know, are we ready for Kendra? I think we're ready. Just kidding.
Well,
We're ready for
that's a valid question, Amanda. That's a valid question. Thanks so much. Hey, happy Monday, y'all. And listen, character's not new at camps. We all know that. You've already been doing it. Now we have this really awesome opportunity to put a focus on it and be even more intentional with this heart of our work and how strongly it's beating. So my name is Kendra Perkins. I'm the other co-founder of Innovative Camp Company, along with Sterling Leha, and I have my master's degree and background in special education. And I've always said special education is just good teaching. And as a lifelong camp person and former camp director, I'd say it's also good camping. So as an educator, I develop and write curriculum for camps, creating systems and documents to support your staff and implementing mission and character-driven programming for your campers. There's enough going on in camp, we all know that, and creating something new to just check a box, nobody has capacity for that. My goal is to help you create, build, and implement strategies that don't just check boxes, but create helpful tools to enhance your work with mission alignment, culture building, and character development. My focus is often on the true culture enhancers of your program, your seasonal staff. Character and culture guidance and setting clear expectations for them is, as the culture builders and sustainers of your program, is key to your season's success and your campers' life-changing experiences. We're here to help. Reach out if we can do anything for you. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks so much, Kendra. I think we were ready for you. Just kidding. All right, here's Danny. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks. Hi, everyone. My name is Danny Sudman, and I work at the intersection of team building and sustainability. On the team building side, I design and build challenge course programs, and I train staff to facilitate them with intention. I've been building and training ACCT certified courses since 2006 with a focus on outcomes like trust, leadership, and responsibility. On the sustainability side, I founded Green Camps, a 501c3 nonprofit that helps camps build real stewardship systems, things like composting that create daily visible opportunities for character and action. You can engage with me in either lane, but where my work really lives is connecting them, taking the intentionality we bring to challenge courses and building it into the systems campers and staff interact with every day. That's how character stops being a moment and starts becoming a habit.
Right. Thank you, Danny. All right, Matthew, do you have Trevor and you in the same place? Okay, awesome. I'm gonna unpin Danny. I got a little confused for a moment. I was like, wait a minute, I don't see a Trevor on the list. So luckily we're all set. All right, take it away, Trevor and Matt.
So hi, I'm Trevor Dunlap, and I'm the executive director of an organization in Ohio called the NHOP Center for Experiential Learning, where my work focuses on experiential design, inclusive practice, and strategic planning in camp and outdoor education settings. At NHOP, I spend my time designing experiences where character development is lived through play, challenge, and relationship, not just talked about. A big part of my work centers on supporting neurodiverse campers and staff and helping teams design programs that honor different ways of thinking, processing, and engaging. I also use Big Five learning theory with a tool called Emergenetics to help staff have a shared language and understanding differences with strengthens communication, supervision, and culture. This practice work is what I bring into our relationship, Matthew and I, our company called Switchback Designs, LLC, where we experience becomes intentional design that other camps can adapt and sustain in their own practice. So there's Matthew.
Hey, how you doing? Matthew Broda. I am the chair of the Department of Education and an associate professor of education at the College of Worcester in the teeny little town of Worcester, Ohio, just south of Cleveland. One of the things that I strive to do in the work every day in my day job is helping my students who want to become teachers to approach their classrooms as camps, because we know that in a camp setting, a student will create a lifetime of connections in 1 week. And unfortunately for a lot of our teachers, sometimes to build that same kind of community within their classrooms, they don't get the same value that happens within the camp. So I'm hoping to push out a bunch, my goal in life is to push out teachers that see themselves as camp staff from the very beginning. So one of the ways we do that is through really intentional learning design, facilitation, reflection, all of the things that you know make a week at camp the most meaningful experience a lot of kids will have. Trevor and I have been taking that work and putting it into Switchback Designs, where we've been really focusing on tool development. You can see behind us, this is kind of our learning laboratory in terms of how we think about curriculum within a camp space. We want it to be fun and engaging, but we also want to help people create kind of bespoke experiences for their environment that their camp staff can pull out and use in any range of situations that they find themselves in. So we're really excited to sit down and work alongside camps to think about those moments and opportunities where they need something specific that can really fulfill the expectation of that time. So we're excited to do that with you. It is, we find this extremely fulfilling, and most of the time we're laughing in all of the things that we get to do. So hopefully we get to hang out with some of you.
Thank you so much, Trevor and Matthew. And so Simone asked if they could wrap us up today. And so you guys have gotten through a lot. We got one last one. So Simone, go for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Hi, everyone. My name is Simone Gamble. I use they and them pronouns, and I'm the founder of OARS. We are a BIPOC consultancy that uses equity-centered training and education to support organizations, camps, schools, and nonprofits. One of our major youth-facing programs is called The Kids Are Ready, that uses play to teach justice, equity, and belonging. A little bit about myself. I'm a lifelong camp person. I was a camp kid, a camp counselor, a camp specialist, and an assistant camp director. And a bulk of my camping career was actually in a camp in upstate New York that had character development as its major offering to participants aged 8 to 18. So each of those participants had to interact with the character development curriculum that I was one of the curators of. So I know what it looks like to embed character into the values, the programming, the curriculum, the feedback evaluation, and the language at camp. So if you're looking for that, I'm definitely a fit. Also, what's unique about ORS is that we have a database of about 90 plus consultants of color, along other intersectional identities, along ability, ethnicity, etc., language, to help serve your community, especially if it's a diverse one. And I want to make sure that you have access to that as well. You're not just getting me, but you're getting a team of other professionals who have worked in camping, in schools, and other youth development spaces. Our three main offerings are going to be curriculum development and design to help you give it a foundation to embed character, not just for the grant, but continuing on. Development and coaching and training for your staff to make this tangible and easy, along with uniquely made tools, and also offering our model of how we use the kids already to help build character at camp, and we customize it to your specific camp because you're all doing it. Camp is character development. We want to add to what you're already doing and not add a burden. We want to take that burden off of you and guide you through the murky waters using oars. So if that's a fit for you, we look forward to hearing from you. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Simone. Okay, unpin. All right, no more pins. Now we're into the uncharted territory, but thank you so much to the consultants who just like, oh my gosh, I bet everybody is like, oh, I want to say this other thing. I want to say this other thing. Oh, I didn't say when I was a camper or where I'm located, or there's something else I missed. Like they also get 1 page that we're going to send to you. So you got 1 minute, you get 1 page, and then hopefully we'll have lots more conversations after this. I'm hoping this is the beginning of something for many people. The chat's now free. Feel free to use that as well. But I haven't even looked at the chat yet because I was pinning and unpinning. But seriously, that was amazing. Now, if anybody has questions that make sense to ask the whole group, or if you've got questions for individuals, there's no like plan specifically for the rest of the meeting. We've got 17 minutes. The time is yours, attendees, to ask questions of this brain trust. And I will look at the chat in case people ask in the chat. Oh, I see Chad looks like he's got hand raised. Go for it, Chad.
Thanks, Amanda. Not so much as a question as just a comment, just to thank you and the consultants for giving the time to us all. As a camp director, it's phenomenal for us to have these resources to turn to. I've been lucky enough to work with some of these professionals firsthand, to attend some of their sessions and conferences, and just get to know some of them and hear the work that they're doing. So, you know, as character erodes more at camp, and the more that we struggle, I'm from the municipal side of recreation, so you know, I get even less time with the kids than most traditional overnight camps. To have resources and professionals to turn back to is just, it's a godsend. And honestly, the fact that a lot of them, you know, will lend their expertise or time, you know, I don't want to say at no cost, but honestly, like they're always willing to help out. Like for a lot of these people, I can say personally, you know, it's not about the bottom line, it's people over profit, and that's phenomenal to hear. So just thank you, Amanda, for putting this together. Thank you for all the consultants for the work that you guys do. You know, for us in the field, it's extremely appreciated.
Thank you, Chad, for sharing all of your thoughts there. And it sounds like other people are absolutely in agreement in the chat. I see Matthew would like to talk. Oh, no, he would not. It was an accident.
Accident. Sorry.
That's okay. Were you just stretching? trying to do what Kim had us do again. All right, any more questions? I know there were a lot of questions that folks said they had in the like pre-event registration. And so I can talk about some of those if no one would like to ask them now. Okay.
I mean, I can ask a question if you need something to kick it off.
Sure, go for it.
Just, you know, like I said before, a lot of us are on limited budgets. So I guess maybe to open it to whoever might want to answer it, like for those of us with limited budgets, where do we focus start? Should we start our focus? Is it on our seasonal staff? Is it on, our junior counselors, our head counselors, our assistant directors? Like where would you think that is, with a limited amount of money to spend and time, where's your, best resource to start with?
Hey, Chad, this is Dr. G. I would say the first thing is that, anybody here would be happy to have a conversation with you to help you figure out your direction. But the other thing I would say is get the other people that you think are most excited and most influential in your camp leadership staff, even if they're not your seasonal staff or not your year-round staff, and let them know, hey, we got this. I'm looking for a conversation, because those are your experts in your camp in addition to you. So they're going to know who are the edge workers, who are the people who make the biggest impact, and what are the most influential times in your camp day and in your camp season.
Yeah, this is Sterling. Dr. G, I completely agree with you. Looking at your entire community and doing a bit of an assessment of the strengths that you have, and really identifying where are those holes that your team could use additional support. So really maximize the use of the expertise that you have both on your team and also your community. My guess is many of you are in really supportive communities that are willing to come in and provide some pro bono support through expertise, and then identify where are those holes. And I think that's where consultants can then come in and help you figure out how to get the biggest bang for your buck. Many of us came from nonprofits, and so we understand the importance of really stewarding donor dollars well and helping you spread it as far as you can.
I think one more thing I'll add is to focus on the spaces and places where you can have the work sustained. So sometimes we focus a lot on like training, having consultants in coming and training in seasonal staff, but that seasonal staff turns over and then that work leaves with them. So I would focus on maybe like curriculum development, or if you are doing training, something that is transcribed and that can be used in recordings, things that can last beyond this like span of time you have with the grant.
I want to put an aside in there as well that totally goes off what Simone was saying. One of the big things, because I was on the grant review training, though I didn't get to review the applications. And one of the things that ACA I know is looking for, again, not speaking for ACA, but what I learned from the training was that they are looking for sustainable change. And so what you'll do with the money, but how you will continue to use it. So I know the biggest question that people who registered came in with was, how do we get approved in the second round? We didn't get approved in the first round, or we are starting from scratch. And so I think one of the biggest goals is to see structures and systems that will carry it sustainably on. And as you just heard, there are many people here who can help with that, help you formulate your plans and create those systems. But I 100% agree. Great question too.
Well, and I'd like to also add, I think it's also about your culture. And so sustainability is about really putting your resources towards creating that culture that can permeate through whatever changes you have in your staff or your campers or that kind of thing. And so just really thinking culture.
And I just want to add and echo wonderful responses from everyone, and I agree. And I think, Chad, when you're working with a consultant, just to bringing that up right at the start, because we're all used to trying to help make this work. We want it to be sustainable, and maybe even one step further, thinking about implementation plans afterwards, depending on what your work is and what's being shared with you. But what is the implementation plan? Not like, that was a great training, everybody, woohoo. But okay, now, so what's going to happen day one? So maybe carving out some time to make sure that there's a plan in place to implement what makes sense at your camp.
I don't want to overshare, take too much time. But I do think another element of sustainable programs, and when you're thinking about the money that you're putting into it, is making sure you focus on buy-in, that you've got buy-in from the people who will need to continue it, who will need to put it into practice. And a lot of the times that I've been at camps where they're really struggling, it's because there's a break in the buy-in. Somebody at the top leadership says, I have this great plan. And somebody else who's actually supposed to be implementing the training on that great plan does not have the knowledge they need. And there's a breakdown immediately. And so I think when you're putting money into something, it has a lot to do with convincing, encouraging, getting enthusiasm for continuing what you're doing, making sure they all see the vision.
And I'll just jump in with that too, about the sustainability plan, with partnerships and having to figure out what partnerships make the most sense to help you with the sustainability planning. Because a lot of times sustainability is scary and it takes a long time and it takes a lot of effort. And it is really easy to have this great big plan in place, but you're going to have the structure around it in terms of like, if people leave, because we also have our whole culture, not whole culture, but we have a lot of turnover. So how, like with your personnel, with the programming, outside people, depending on what you're offering, you might have to go outside of the camp world a little bit to help get those people to help you with sustainability or planning going forward, so that when there is turnover, you still have those people there that can help with that connection. And that's just one thing that I found was really successful when I was doing long-term grant programming that I had to sustain as soon as the federal government went, you don't have any more money, but you are expected to keep going.
Bye, Dr. G. Thank you for being here.
Amanda, I just had a thought that connects with all of this, and I'm sure everyone here has a menu of things that we offer. And so we are all used to having conversations around funding and budgets. And so just know that I guarantee everyone here will work with you within the constraints of your budget and thinking about how do we stretch those dollars in smart ways. And so, just thinking about that, it's not going to be like a crazy dollar sign for one keynote. I think everyone here is in it for sustainability, is in it for walking alongside you. Doing things virtually is a lot cheaper. And then being able to have things in person with people that are local to your area, I think that's what's so great about all of us coming together, because then you can kind of pick and choose of what makes the most sense for you. So I know I probably echoed what everyone else already shared, but I was just thinking about, when I have conversations with people about budgets, it's the first thing that I say is like, how can we work smarter, not harder about this?
Any other questions or conversation starters? We got 6 minutes. We just saw how in like 6 minutes you could get ultra wisdom packed in from 6 different people. So hit us with another question if you got one. Oh, and Kelly, yeah, I think most of us are making millions pretty much. Yeah. I know that other than how do we get a character grant, which will send you all the info that we've got, and a lot of people shared how they can help with applications and stuff. One main thing was folks were wondering what everyone offered. And I think we answered that question really clearly. And I'm trying to think if there's any other questions from those lists. Consultants, you guys, I sent you those. Can you think of any questions that were on there that we haven't answered that we could address in the last couple minutes?
I do. Hey, Amanda, I know Emily said something that made me think it might be helpful if, and I know they'll get this information if they go to websites and things, if everyone says where they are, because I think sometimes knowing who's local to you or who's nearby, it could get to you pretty easily, could be really helpful.
Perfect idea. Well, I'll start. I am in Moscow, Idaho, right? And I think I'm one of the few out in the Northwest, but I do love to travel. So I'm happy to go anywhere in the US, but I am out in Idaho, which is always funny. All right, just pop in there, anybody, go ahead. Or chat actually is helpful too. I can read them out loud for the recording. Steph Love, Minnesota, Midwest. Emily Galinsky, outside of Boston, Massachusetts, US. I'm happy to travel. Chris, raised in Columbus, Ohio. Lisa Drennan, Boston area. Trevor and Matthew are in Ohio. Sterling, whoa, so fast.
Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yes,
Happy to
Fort
travel.
Collins, Colorado. Yeah. Kim Acock, North Carolina. Marcy Glad, Boston area, and happy to travel. Kelly's in Madison, Wisconsin, loves to travel. Danny is in North Carolina. Kendra is in Fort Collins, Colorado, and close to the Denver airport. Travis is in California. Is that no, Canada? Canada. I was like California. No,
Easy now.
Canada, but what?
I take it easy now.
Not California. Sorry. But he said they also have team members in North Carolina, Massachusetts, Illinois, all sorts of places. Emily Dills in Indiana, and Simone between New York City and Maryland, and has other consultants in different cities nationally. Rob is in Minnesota and Delta has consultants from coast to coast. And Max is in the New York City area and able to travel. Did that cover everybody? I'm afraid I could have missed somebody. Got a little exciting in the chat. I only read it out loud just for the recording. I know everybody here is able to read. All right. Well, again, thank you so much to all of the camp leaders who are here, to all of the consultants who volunteered this super valuable time. Again, I'll be sending out the one-pagers all compiled into a super fantastic, beautiful directory. I love how all the different color schemes that are going to be in it. You'll like turn to one page and it's like one scheme. Anyway, that's just fun to me. But we all have different styles and different flavors, and you can see that in our 1-minute intros. You'll see it in our 1-page intros, and I hope that everyone watching is going to be able to find the partnerships that you're looking for. And I know each of us are hoping for new partnerships to work on character or all the other ways that we support camps. So that's all I've got, and thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thanks for putting this together. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda. Thank you for putting this together. And Kim, great LinkedIn posts.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda. Well done.
Much appreciated.
Good to see you guys.
Take care.
Take care.
You too. All right. I will end the meeting. Let's see. We will stop the recording.